Because although we don't really dive into politics on this show per se, I think that this is important to anybody that uses the outdoors, and
I think it's one of the most important issue coming up in this election for people that are, regardless of what your passion is in the outdoors, whether you're a runner or a hunter or whatever, this is going to be an issue that's going to impact our lives if your livelihood is in the backcountry. And like you said, there's plenty of resources to go look at, whether it's all of the studies that have been done in Yellowstone when they reintroduced the wolves into Yellowstone, and the positive and negative impacts that the wolf has had there. And it's going to change a lot of the way we do things in Colorado, whether it's hunting, whether it's camping, whether it's hiking, or whether it's just living in your community.
Sure.
It's going to have a huge impact. Yes, I love wolves.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to see
They're
wolves.
a cool animal.
They're a beautiful, amazing animal. But is that what's in the best interest of Colorado? They're going to be reintroducing Canadian gray wolves. And when the wolf was here 100 years ago, Colorado had, 100,000 people in the entire state? Now we have almost 7 million people in Colorado. If you add up the entire population of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho, it's not even half of the population that we have in Colorado.
That's crazy.
So we can go into the numbers of what the impact have been to those states up there, and the human-wolf interaction has been up there. But if you drop 500 wolves into the western slope of Colorado, there's going to be conflict. The wolves come from Canada, where they have millions of acres of open paradise where there is no humans whatsoever, where they're not having any conflicts. We're going up there and we are catching them, caging them, and flying them down here, and for lack of a better word, airdropping them into the western slope, into an environment with, like I said, 6-7 million people. There's going to be conflict. And I personally think we need to discuss the morality of that, of taking wolves from their habitat and dropping them into a state that is as populated as ours is. But the incidence against humans is pretty low. They say that our elk population is overpopulated, and here in Evergreen, that message resonates, I'm sure. Up in Estes Park, I'm sure that message resonates. But bringing in a apex predator into Evergreen and into Estes Park is not the answer. I can assure you, it's not the answer. We need to have a national policy on how to manage this problem.
Yeah, I believe in predators managing wildlife, especially outside of the hunting seasons and stuff like that. But those predators also need to be managed. We have hunting seasons on bears.
That's right.
Hunting seasons on lions. And I believe most lion tags are over the counter and super cheap. And
we're begging them.
Yeah.
We're begging people to go out now.
So
you look in California where they outlawed the hunting of lions in California. The state is now paying professional hunters that are on staff for the state to go out and hunt lions, and they're now killing more lions today than we were when they were not
doing it
protected.
Yeah, as sportsmen. Yeah, that's crazy. And you brought up the point that I was kind of coming back to was, not only is it not fair to these other predators, and all of a sudden these elk that have been living in this habitat have all these migration patterns and trails cut and spots where they go and wallow every year and places where they winter, that's all going to get flipped upside down when you throw another apex predator in. Now you're going to have mountain lions that are going to be competing with wolves for some sort of food. You're going to have bears in the same situation.
But also, bears don't hunt in packs.
Correct.
Mountain lions don't hunt in packs. The wolf hunts in packs, and they are a very lethal pack hunter. And so it's going to put them on a much on a very uneven playing field when it comes to those other apex hunters that are currently here.
Yeah. And, it's not fair to the wolf, just like you said.
That's
it's
right.
not fair to really any of them, in my opinion. But
especially the wolf.
yeah. No, I agree with you on that.
Imagine, you're up there and
I've never really thought about it on that side, but yeah, I guess, they're just the main subject, so you don't really think about their feelings or what feelings they have, right? Or
the conflict that they're going to have with humans when they come down here is going to be huge. They're going to be running into cars. They're going to be going to ranches, and
right.
So we're taking these wolves out of Canada where there are no ranchers that are shooting them. There are no cars or trucks or semis that are hitting them, and we're dropping them down here, and we're putting them in a situation where they're going to come into conflict with humans all the time.
And putting law-abiding citizens in a situation where they can be criminals.
That's right.
Yeah.
For protecting their property.
Protecting their property, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Their livelihood. So
Not
yes,
to
that
mention-
pack has come down from Wyoming. So those packs that'll be on the western slope, it's not that far to get from the western slope over to Evergreen.
Yeah.
And
Go check out-
there's an abundant stock of food over here in Evergreen, as you well know.
Yeah. It's everywhere. So, I mean, it's very plausible that if this happens, they could end up in your backyard. They could end up in your backyard right now.
That's right.
Yeah. So, where was I going with this? I'm trying to blank.
I'm sorry, I interrupted
No, it's all
you.
good,
I
man. We're
interrupted you.
diving
I'm
off.
sorry.
This is such a crazy subject, and there's so many little fingers of information that spiral out, into many different. It impacts a lot of different things.
It does.
And we're barely just getting into this, but I know that Colorado Division of Wildlife in the last couple months since COVID, they've had more wolf sightings than they've ever had before, just because more people are using public lands and stuff like that. So, like, we've had some recent sightings where they actually have pictures. So if you go to their Twitter or their Instagram feed or anything like that, you can look up some of those pictures. It's pretty crazy. So, I mean, we're not really concerned about, just from their track record, we're not really concerned about wolves attacking people per se right now that we know of, looking at other states other than what happened in British Columbia that we know of. What do you think the most dangerous thing is? I know that they can help transmit chronic wasting disease, which is already a problem here. So that really concerns me as a hunter.
That's not the worst, though.
It's not.
Um,
Oh, God.
There's a disease called the hydatid disease, and this is the scariest thing to me. The hydatid disease is fatal. It's fatal to livestock. It's fatal to wildlife, and it's
So
fatal
where
to
do
humans.
these cysts develop in a human body? Are they
Everywhere. Yep. In the brain, in the lungs.
in the brain?
Everywhere. Yep.
Ooh.
And it's very, very, very painful.
Oh man, parasites are fucking gnarly. It's just not. That is the scariest thing to me.
Yeah.
though. You just changed
I'm
my
not.
mind.
I'm not. I mean, this is a
That is
scary.
scarier
It's like
to me. Yeah.
it could devastate Colorado and